Well, welcome. I hope you are waking up, going to bed, dancing, or whatever you do, okay? Singing, laughing, having the best time of your life because we are in the best time. This is one day you will not see again. So why waste it? Why be fearful? Why scream and shout and holler and just go off? This is the only time you're going to see this day. It's not going to be the same. Each day is not the same whether you like it or not. You do things differently, you walk differently, you talk differently, you feel by yourself differently. It's just different. Today I want to show you what I wrote because says today I am grateful for, because I'm grateful for getting up and being alive every day and having some type of joy. I'm always looking for some type of joy. It may be a kitten or a cat has wandered into my yard. It may be dogs barking and right now looking for food and pounding his little canister food thing around trying to get something to eat. It may be anything. It's just joy. You got to look for joy. I look for joy in colors, people, and whatever. And sometimes there's not a lot of joy, but we got to look for that with some kind of happiness. And other people will put you down. Oh, life's not a joy. Oh, no, blah, 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 blah. You say, go on with your sadness and I will go on with my positivity, because we get more out of being positive than we get more of being negative. You're negative all the time. You're not going to look for good things in your life or opportunities because you're going to be upset all the time. I can't do that. I won't do that. I'm not able to do that. That's what you hear. I'm not, I can't, I won't, I will. How could you? You did this to me, blah, blah, blah. Pay attention to me, blah, blah. Those are bad signs. And if you're trying to feel happy and joyful, it's not going to work. And sometimes you got to kind of move over a little bit and get your mind in a space like, I'm going to try to keep this going so that your mind is clear. When you're happy, you think of different things. You know, if you got joy in your mind and you're walking, you're thinking and you're looking at things, oh, I could do that. Oh, look at that. That could be done. Maybe you got a place in your house you want to do and somebody else has something that you want and you look, I can do that. I know how to make that. I could figure this out. It's just something different. Okay? Joy. But today I wrote on here, I am grateful for the abundance that flows into my life, because that's all the time. You know, money didn't come into my life. Things didn't come into my life. Why? Because I was a sad sack. You worry about money. Ooh, you worry, worry, worry. Worry gives you more worry. Okay? So I am grateful for the abundance that flows into my life so that I can redirect it for good, to help others. That's the key, to help others. That's why we're put on earth. We're here to help other people and to love other people. Every negative thought, every negative saying, every bad thing that's not good that people do, mankind does, is just another stripe on Jesus' back. That's where all that wounding on his body came from. The nails on the cross. It came from us, future people later on in life, when we're not here, the past people. That was all on him. Okay? He took all that on just to save somebody that he did not have to. He could have went on about his business. He could have still been preaching. He could have just toned it down and still been walking around like, nope, I'm not doing this. But he took that courage to do it. I told you, he was in that garden. He almost turned it around. I know, he was talking to his daddy, I'm telling you, and saying, what? I don't want to do this. They don't like me. I don't like them. I don't think. No. Why should I go through this for them? And for some people that's in the future somewhere, that's in your mind, Daddy. I don't care. They're mean, they're spiteful, they're hateful. Man has been mean since the beginning, okay? Even with Cain and Abel. That's when the first, you know what happened. Because of jealousy. Because you got more than I got. It's been going on over and over. And people talk about that they're Christians and everything. You need to pay attention. Cain and Abel, that was the start of the problem. And we didn't get over it. It's still going. You got more than I got. You got blah blah blah. You got that house. I didn't get it. How did they get that? They're brown. How did they get that? Those brown people. How did those black people get that? How did even your own race? I've had it with my own race. How come you got that? I've had relatives. You got that and I don't have that. Still going. We're the family of man. That shows you we're tied together sometimes because they get to looking and going on, and even within yourself, because we are the family of man, we have to fight that all the time. You know, their house is bigger than mine. I want that. I want this. I want that. I want what you got. You know, you have to stop it within you. You can't, covet that feeling in your heart. But I'm glad it's gone from mine. It's like, stop. Nah. Because now I know God has redirected my abundance to say, now you can get it if you really want it. You don't have to be jealous of something. And that's how it works, because we have to be grateful and get to that spot in our life with our family, with you, maybe your husband and wife, your partner. You have to get to that point, and we have to teach our kids that point. And that materialistic things don't matter sometimes. We got to get to that point. But the abundance that flows into my life so that I can redirect it for good to help others and to grow my wealth. God does not want us to be poor. He is not poor. He is wealthy. He didn't ask you to be poor. And he didn't ask you to be stupid and give your stuff away either. Okay, common sense. He gave you a mind. We have the highest mind in the world that directs things, and some people do it for evil. But we got to think. We got a brain. Don't let anybody tell you don't have a brain, that you're stupid or whatever. I don't care if you went to school, didn't go to school, whatever. God gave you a mind. You are his child. They are his children. They may be a little bit evil right now. Okay? And they got to come to terms with that. That's not your problem. But you keep your mind together and say, I'm growing my wealth to help myself and others, if need be, that are needy and need my help. And to be a prosperous child of God. God's not poor. I will be worthy to gain his inheritance. Over here, I don't draw. Stick figures are my thing. But anyway, I didn't draw, I wrote gratitude. You got to be grateful, and I am, for each new day. Okay? Each day. You may not be here. You may be going to the otherworldly somewhere, wherever he's got going. You got to be grateful that you're here, that you even woke up, that you can even walk across to the floor. Some people can't do what you do. They're in bed wishing they could do something. You got to be grateful. If you're grateful, you can help other people to be grateful. And you got to show God that you're grateful for him to even bother with you. He doesn't have to be bothered with you. He's got other things to do. He's hearing every thought, every word, every prayer. He's the only one that can hear everything, even if you say it in your mind. The devil cannot read your mind. Be grateful. Number 2, focus on blessings that surround you. I focus on blessings that surround me. I'm grateful for my flowers in the house. I'm grateful that I have paper towels. I'm grateful that I'm on YouTube. I'm not looking for 1 million followers. I'm just grateful to be here. There's a reason I'm here. It's not the money. Okay? It's not the money. I give the money away. The YouTube money goes to homeless people or people that need it. I give the money away. So I'm just grateful to be on here talking. I'm grateful that somebody's listening. I'm grateful that maybe I'm changing somebody's mind to be happy and enjoy their blessings. Focus on your blessings, things that are surrounding you now. That maybe you don't have enough money, but when you look around, maybe you do have a stove. Maybe you do have a refrigerator. How's that? Maybe you have a table. You're not eating on the floor. Be grateful that you're in shelter, maybe. Be grateful that you got money in the bank. Be grateful that you have a job. Some people don't have a job. Be grateful you're not being laid off. Start being grateful for something so that you can get more. God's not going to give you anything if you're not grateful for it. That's what you need to be focusing on instead of focusing on hate. Be grateful that you're even here. Realize how precious life is. Number 3. The sun and the moon shows that life is endless. The sun, that same sun God made, that your ancestors saw, that the world saw millions and billions of years ago and thousands of years ago. It's the same sun that Jesus saw. It's that same sun up there. One sun. Can you imagine you're looking at the same sun Jesus saw? The moon, you're looking at the same moon Jesus saw. In the summer and winter and spring and fall, that's the same sun that I can be in one state and you can see it in the other country. It's the same sun. It's the same moon. There's only 2 of them up there. We see them, they're endless, and it's showing us that our life is endless. It's got possibilities. It's going to be there. It's going to be there afterwards in a different form, but it's going to be there, and we got to prepare ourselves. We got to be grateful that that's a reminder that even if your child is off in college somewhere and you're in California and they're in New York, that they see that same sun. You both can see it at different times maybe, but it's the same one. You got to remember that each day is a fresh day. Okay, you can start again. You don't have to be the same person you were yesterday. You may have robbed the bank, okay, paid your dues. You're not the same person. You do not have to be the same person. You don't have to blame that on society. You can wake up and go, look, I'm going to figure this out. It's a fresh start. It's a fresh start if you went through bankruptcy. That's why they call it fresh start sometimes. You can come out there and go, okay, we're not doing that again with our finances. It's a fresh start that maybe you moved into a new place. It's a fresh start. We're out of that apartment. Let's go. Let's go. Let's work on different things. Maybe slowly. You don't have a lot of money. Okay, the furniture. Let's get the couch. We got the couch. That's all we got. Okay, sleeping on the couch, eating on the couch. We got the couch. We're going to make it. The sun's telling you when it rises, it's a fresh start. And the moon and the stars are your inner peace at night for you to think and keep that gratitude going. Gratitude. You should be grateful for your challenges in life because those you learn from, you grow from, you can fix your mistakes and even work and figure out your enemies. We have to figure out our enemies. So there are some people, they're going to follow Satan, whether we like it or not. Or they're going to touch Satan's hand, and all of a sudden, that Christian you thought was a Christian was not a Christian. Okay? Or you thought that friend was your friend, is not your friend. Or that family member doesn't act right. They don't feel like family anymore. Those are challenges. We can forgive them, but sometimes we have to pull away a little bit. And sometimes we pull away a whole lot. You know, some TV shows are not for us. Some people talking, you're not for me, but I forgive you. I'll listen to you if it works into my life. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You have to pull away. Those are challenges, and be grateful that you go through them so that you can learn. We went through a lot of challenges. Last year, the year before, blah, 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 with money. You learned, I hope, how to get out of it, or you're learning how to get out of it. That things have got to change. Some of us learned about government quite a bit, that something's got to give. Those were challenges. People didn't have enough food. They didn't have this. They didn't have that. People were screaming. We need a change. Those were big challenges. Everybody was hurting, and nobody seemed to be answering the call. Or they were lying to us. And it was a challenge. It was a challenge to wade through all that and figure out you've been lying to us. And we've got to fix this some kind of way, because we're sinking. We're sinking. People are actually sinking. There has been so much debt. We're $1 trillion in credit card debt. Trillions, not billions, trillions. We're probably getting ready to flip over into the fourth one in credit card debt. They had to live on credit cards. Actually live. They weren't for entertainment or anything. We're living on the credit card. We got to eat. We got to get gas. We got to work. We got to put clothes on. We lost our job. We're leaning on the credit card. All of them are up to the hilt. Our credit scores are dropping. We've got student debt. People were angry with people that had, they were scared to get in their other people were getting their student loans paid off. You know why? Because they felt we worked to pay our student loans off. They don't need to get theirs paid off. See, we're just going back and forth. But those people, be grateful that you were able to work to pay your student loan debt off. Be grateful if you do get it paid off, okay, and it's forgiven. I'm just grateful and happy when people get things that are paid off. I don't care how it's paid off. Just go, get paid off. Or you earn something, a house, a car. That's God giving you stuff. That's your abundance coming back in. And yes, you might be making payments on it, but it's your abundance. You may have a mortgage, but that's abundance. You got more than somebody else. They don't have a house. They're living in their RV or their car. Abundance. In the past, those are lessons that I've learned, bad or good. Your past, you may not like your past, but it tells you and it teaches you how to relate to your future and how to change things. Now, it's up to you to change things. If you're going to still wallow in that past and still do the same thing, okay, it's not going to change. But we can change things in our past. And some past things hurt. People have transitioned to the other life. But we got to take those lessons and think of the good times and think of what they were teaching us while they were here. People leave lessons here and we don't pay any attention. Kids pass away and they leave little lessons. And we may not figure it out till later on, but we got to figure out those little lessons. Take a transition as they told me something. They were here, even a little kid or a baby, for just a little bit or a few minutes, or something else happened. But there's a reason, and I can learn from it. What is God trying to tell you? I'm grateful for the courage and the love for myself and others and for what they give me. I listen to you on YouTube. And a lot of you've given me lessons. You've given me love. You've given me courage. You've given me encouragement and ideas. There was no jealousy. It was just happiness. Some of you, I laugh. Some I cry. Some I miss. because they transitioned or they stepped away. But courage, I'm glad for the courage. That I'm grateful for the courage and the connection and the love that I get from myself and that I give to myself. I have to give myself time. I used to didn't give myself time. You got to give yourself time, even when you are married or with a partner, or you just a single person with kids, or maybe you're just alone. You got to give yourself that time to think. People don't sit and think. They do things to distract. I got to go to the store. I got to do this. I got to do that. And sometimes we do things like that because we don't want to think. We don't want that quiet moment. And just turn some music on and still do the quiet moment. Get your favorite beverage. Get your favorite snack. And just hit one topic in your life. And what should I think about? Maybe I should think about that person that transitioned. Maybe I should think about honoring them and talking and trying to remember some good days we had. And sometimes there were some bad days we had. And what could you learn from that? I got laid off from my job. And sometimes you have to think, what are my next steps? And maybe that being laid off is a good thing. My son got laid off. He was laid off a couple of times. Several times. It wasn't even a couple. It wasn't even two. But every time he learned as he went. He learned how to speak up. He was not the type that spoke up. He learned how to speak up to his boss. He learned how to recognize the, I want to say, moments when he felt like he was going to be laid off. He watched more. You learn as you go. Okay? My daughters learn people, how they react, how they talk. Even on the internet, you can do that. You know how people react after a while. If you're real close to them and how they talk, and if you're super close, you do, and whether they should be a part of your circle in your life. Sometimes you have to learn that you don't have to have this big circle in life. Some people think friends on friends on friends. I got 100 friends. I got this and that. Some people have no friends. And they're happy as a lark because they're grateful to be here on earth. Because there's something coming in the other life that's bigger than this. I'm grateful to have a connection to the world and the God and the universe. I'm just grateful. And you can hear on television or wherever, YouTube, people, how many people you listen to? Take a sheet of paper one day, draw a line on it, and put, when you're listening to something, and put that person's name on one side or the other. Grateful, not grateful. Or negative, positive. Just do it one day or keep a track of it 1 week and see where is it going to lie. What are you listening to all the time? So today is my faith binder. There it is. And I think I'm going to go back here because this is the women of the Bible, not all of them, because that would take up a whole pile of stuff. So we're going to go to joy. I think we need joy, gratitude to begin January, right? And we got $100, so we're going to put that in here. Today. So there we are. We are starting joy and gratitude. I think I put that in the front. There we go. We'll put it back here. There we go. I think I'll turn this one around. That way I can see it. E-dry. Yeah, there you are. Doesn't make too much difference. So we're done with this binder for this week. And sometimes I will not have the whole 100. You know, sometimes I'll do 20, 10, 5 till I get to whatever that amount is. But that's all right. That's what God gave me to do. So what are we going to do? Just be grateful. Okay, it's time to be positive in your life. You need to feel that joy and breathe when something goes wrong. You just got to stop, not count to 10 sometimes. Sometimes it's 20 to 25 to 27. Just do what you got to do. Sometimes you got to go get a cup of coffee and come back, or drink wine or something, whatever. Okay, and just come back and just start all over again. It's okay. Be grateful. Love you all. Blessings. Like and subscribe if you like. It's okay. Take care of yourself. My arms and prayers are around you. Take care. Blessings.